5. Okay, it's a bit cold in here in my recording room, but anyway, what's up you guys and welcome back to another amazing video by your ultimate fave. Now, if you are new here today, I am actually appalled. You know, I'm floored. I'm flabbergasted at the fact that you haven't followed me, but for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by your ultimate fave. Can somebody do that? What touch in the back? Baby bok for alles om te hoor. You know what, guys? I had told myself that 2025 is all about, you know, shining, you know, kind of just, what's the word? Transcending. This is all about transformation. This is all about whatever. But one thing niggas will do, niggas will really try to one-up you. Niggas, this thing is story time if it and as done as it is, oh my god, actually I've got 2 bad story times. I've got 2 bad story times in me before I'm fully locked into my relationship. So I thought, because you know it's serious, I'm in it, let me tell you the story. And it can story say it's not too far off. It's not far at all, actually. But anyway, without rambling too much, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm having some Moscato. Now, I'm more of a Merlot red wine kind of girl, but then I also move towards like your Chenin Blancs. But a Moscato, baby, say less. It's kind of like a sparkling rosé. I don't know if that's what it is, but like a Pinot Noir. I don't know. Am I saying it correctly? Let's start at the very beginning, guys, because I feel like for me, when this whole year started, it started with me kind of like knowing for a fact that, okay, cool, I want to meet someone, but I'm not kind of throwing myself into that space, right? So it's fine, cool. The year starts, 2025, guys, and 2025 starts off slow. Starts off slow to a point where Adam is still in the Adam is still in the picture platonically, by the way. Let me put out that disclaimer. Let me put out that disclaimer before everybody just gets confused. But Adam is in the picture platonically, right? So the year starts out, okay, cool. I know this is what's happening. I know that I'm single. I know that it's time for me to find love again, because you know what I'm not going to do is, like, I turned 30 as a single woman. It's time for things to really revive. Understand? And so at that time, like, you know, the thing about spinning the block is that you spin the block and you know exactly where you're going, and you're just like, you know what, fuck the block. Like, fuck the block. I tried the block with Nathan. Ibilani, I genuinely, like, I am so happy if I never open that chapter again. But anyway, that's fine. So I completely cut everybody off. Like, I start on a clean slate as per the 1st of June. The 1st of June, body count is 0. Sharp. So at that time, this is happening conjunctually, concurrently, in the middle of, in between my boyfriend. Now, for story's sake, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do a story time about how I met my boyfriend, right? I'm gonna do that story time like when I'm so very sure when things this is. But for story's sake, I'm gonna give my boyfriend let's call my boyfriend Gordon Ramsay. Let's call my boyfriend Gordon Ramsay, because those who know, they'll make the reference, right? So Gordon Ramsay, mind you, at this time, is not instinctively in the picture. So I need us all to keep that in mind. Right before I met Gordon Ramsay, Naledi was an interviewer. It was drafting season, like niggas. Before Gordon Ramsay came to the picture, I was still dealing with pasta. Come on, I'm gonna call him pasta for very obvious reasons. That's also another traumatizing story time that I don't want to get into. That's another traumatizing story time with the pasta. And I'm calling him pasta for a reason. Oh my god, what's in my eye? So, okay, I need to actually have names for all these people. So at the time, right before Gordon Ramsay came into my life, I was in a talking stage with like 2-3 other people. One of them being Pasta, and one of them being this other guy I met on Twitter. But I wasn't even feeling it, because after the whole thing with that guy on Twitter who shares the same name with my sister, and all that riffraff about him dropped and how he was in everyone's DMs, I realized that if you are going to answer a DM on Twitter, you clearly don't love yourself. Like, that's just self-hatred at its core. Because answering any DMs in general just ain't it. You understand? Cool. So prior to me getting in the kitchen and cooking, I'm talking to Pastor and this other guy. Now, for story's sake, we're gonna call him Trick Daddy. We're calling this nigga Trick Daddy because I somehow met all these people in the same fucking weekend. I know, crazy. This is crazy. I'm talking to Pastor. Pastor's coming across as really like overbearing, possessive. Now, the two main competitors, the two main contenders for Naledi's hut, okay, Pastor and Gordon Ramsay. Trick Daddy hadn't even come into the picture at this time. Trick Daddy was still in the shadows. I knew nothing, right? I'm telling this whole story, fuck it. The week comes by where I'm gonna meet Gordon Ramsay. Pastor, I knew him prior, but like him and I properly started talking in the same week where I started talking with Gordon Ramsay. Now, mind you, Pastor has had my number for years. And I say this because him and I go like way back because similar circles, I don't want to get too much into it. But Pastor's had my number for years, right? Mboro's had my number for years. However, Gordon Ramsay only got my number on the Monday. So technically in the leaderboard scheme of things, Pastor knew me first, right? Okay, cool. High five. Week starts. Now the chef comes in strong. Sharp. Gordon Ramsay's in it. He's in it to win it. Whatever. And then that weekend, I'm going to meet up with Gordon Ramsay on the Friday. And then I'm going to have, I think it was a lunch with Pastor on the Sunday. Only because when I tell my story time about Gordon Ramsay, it'll make all the sense in the world as to why I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna take this nigga seriously. I'm not taking him seriously. But it's fine. Pastor's in the picture, Gordon Ramsay's in the picture. Okay, sharp. It's two strong contenders here. Two strong contenders. One contender is someone I've known, but I just feel like our connections don't mesh. Second contender is someone I don't know from a bar of soap, but we get along like house on fire. You understand what I'm saying? Like our energy is there from a platonic friendship. We laugh together, we cry together. Yeah, man. King Pinel. Oh, we cry together. You understand? So contender number 2, which is Gordon Ramsay, we've got a great relationship. Our connection is like undeniable. However, I don't know Gordon Ramsay from a bar of soap, and also judging by, you know, his background and where he's from, I automatically off the cuff don't trust him. Pastor, on the other hand, I know Pastor. I can trust him, but Pastor, our connection just isn't connecting. Like I'm seeing a lot of things about Pastor that I don't like. So technically, according to the roster, I'm still trusting. Then after that weekend goes past. I'm unsure about everyone. Like I'm just, you know, my mind is all over the place. Come that following Monday, I decide to go to a place and get some food. And you guys know me, I do these solo dates by myself all the time. I'm sorry guys, I have to break it down so you guys can understand. No one is being cheated on here. Cool, I decided to go on a solo date by myself. I'm not even on good terms with Gordon Ramsay at this point. I'm not really on good terms with Pastor at this point. Like we're fine, but we're not great. No man, I'm having dinner, I'm having lunch by myself. And then this guy walks up to me. Story's sake, we're gonna call him Trick Daddy because we don't even need a name for him. He's a Trick Daddy. So this guy, story's sake, Trick Daddy walks up to me. Like I'm on my phone, you know, I'm chilling. I go on a lot of solo dates by myself, so I am on my phone a lot of the time, on my ace, don't like being disrupted. Trick Daddy comes up to me. I even remember at that time I was looking at something on TikTok, but I was also looking at an audio. There was something I was looking for, an audio on TikTok, but I was also like kind of alternating between that and Twitter. So I'm just going between Ditabasaba to focusing on my own thing. This guy comes up to me, he's like, oh hey, are you Naledi? And I'm like, I don't feel like talking. I'm so ugly that day, guys. I won't even forget. This is like a little khonchi of mine. Like if you find me at this place, I don't know how you would have found me because that place is so intimate and so quiet. Like I would not expect anybody I know to go to that specific place. You understand? So fine, he comes up, he's like, hey, are you Naledi? And I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm Naledi, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey. No, I think initially I was being coy about it. I was like, why? I'm like, why do you ask? Like, no, man, you look like this girl that I watch. And I'm like, nah, I'm not her, you know? But I'm playing around. It's like, are you sure you're not her? I'm like, fine, whatever, I'm her, hey. And then we have a brief conversation, and then he proceeds to, you know, like, oh no, yeah, I know you. Oh my God, I like your content. I was like, thank you so much. But it's like, thank you, Mara. I'm just trying to tell him, like, just go away, go. Compliment me and leave. Like, you can tell, like, I'm not trying to have a convo. Like, I'm just like, thank you so much, thank you. And then I keep looking down at my phone. And so now this guy, you can tell, like, Trick Daddy wants to have a conversation with me. Trick Daddy is invested. Cool. He keeps talking like, oh no, man, I think if I remember you correctly, I remember you via, then he mentions an ex of mine, a very infamous ex of mine. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was the case. You know, I obviously dated him and and this and the third. And then I obviously ask him like, who are you? And he's like, okay, my name is Trick Daddy. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what I asked him, but I was like, I don't even know how we got to ask him what he's doing in these parts, which is my area. Like, what are you doing in these parts? He's like, no, I'm essentially just here to help out. And he mentions a specific close person to him. Right? Now, this is all going to come into play because there's a reason why I call him Trick Daddy. So he tells me, no, man, I'm actually going to help out, you know, someone close to me, like her and I, you know, got a kid, whatever. And I'm like, I bet, sweet, that's cool. And after that, I know, man, ibe, yaban, general convo. Once he tells me that already, automatically, I'm just like, I bet. And then my food gets here. And then I'm like, okay, well, thank you, it's nice to meet you. He's like, no, let me have your number. I'm like, no. That's, out of all the things that are not going to happen, that one is not going to happenest. You understand? Like, out of all the things that could not happen today, the one that's definitely not going to happen today is the fact that you think you're going to get my number today. That's crazy business. Okay, cool. So he asked for my number and I'm like, nah, let me actually give you my Instagram. And I give him my Instagram and we say our goodbyes, everything is fine. And then I go onto the Instagram because now Gordon Ramsay and Mboro aren't really doing it for me at that time. Due to a lot of things that happened, that weekend was long, guys. I don't even... That weekend was long. You'll understand one day when I break down the story of Gordon Ramsay and I. Cool. Okay, sharp. Trick Daddy DMs me on Instagram, and I think I saw it about an hour and a half later because I was settled in, makeup, watch TV, whatever. I see his DM, and then I think I told him to give me his number, and I think I texted him, if I'm not correct. Semantics, could be either way. But I did eventually reach out and he got my number, essentially. Then we started talking and all was well and everything was fine. And like off the cuff, like him and I, we also had like a really good connection in the sense, you know, I'm a really big fan of talking, and the one thing I will pay attention for is how flawless the conversation is between myself and the person in question. Like if the conversation feels like I'm thinking of what to say to you next, we've got a problem. But if the conversation is flowing in such a way where it's like, it's easy, it's so easy, that for me is definitely like, take my breath away, you understand? So Trick Daddy calls. I think Trick Daddy only called me a day after that. I was still very like touch and go with my conversation, with my texting. I was touch and go. I wasn't serious about anyone at that time. I was just playing the game as per the game, because I wasn't gonna let the game play me. I was gonna play the game. The fuck is this? Squid Games? Call it Naledi's games. I want to have Naledi's games. Not Phillies. Naledi's games. Naledi decided to come here. And then guys, can I this thing out? If I don't really like you, I'm not going to like respond to your conversations. Like I don't really care. Once I invest in you and I like you, I will respond. But if I haven't decided come then it's not happening. So cool. Okay, sharp. Trick Daddy, I think, calls me a day or two later. He's complaining about my communication skills, as well as Mboro, as well as, I don't even remember with Gordon Ramsay, like what it was, because then he just moved down the chains. At some point, he was like number 2 on the leaderboard. Then he went all the way to number 5. Then he moved back to like number 2. And then somewhere, somehow, he just ended up at number 1. I don't know. Again, Trick Daddy's making chats with me, conversations super flowing is fine. And then Trick Daddy makes it like super clear about his intentions, about what he wants with me, right? And when Trick Daddy is telling me all of that, I'm just like, you know what, you seem like a great guy, you seem like a nice guy, but the only reason I wasn't really feeling the whole trick daddy situation is because him and I know a lot of people in the same circles. Like, a lot of people know me, know him, know my ex, know his ex, know... It's too much of a sticky situation for me, and I just felt like, you know, it's not worth me investing in because of how he knows me, one, of how I know him, two, it's just too much of a sticky situation for me. So I wasn't really feeling it, and I did make that known to him off the cuff. For no man, I'm not feeling this, but we can be friends, right? And before I even say that part to him, because I haven't actually told him, I haven't actively told him, because initially I was like, I'm happy for us to kind of like, you know, see like where this goes as the show me. Like I was obviously entertaining the conversation. I'm not even finna cap like that would be Jesus's lie. Like, I was entertaining the conversation up until a point where my current then decided, nah, he's throwing all his ops out. He's throwing all his ops out the water. Honestly, at that time, I had not... Like, I didn't know what was going on. Let me keep it a stack. Like, let me keep it a stack. I did not know what I was doing. I did not know what was going on. I was floating like a butterfly. And then after that, my boyfriend decided, you know what? You clearly don't know what you want, but lucky for you, I know what I want. So obviously when he did that, and by the time that he made that post, him and I, we were really like, we were clicking. Like, he had moved back to like post number 1. Like, we were clicking, man. We were clicking. I didn't even know why he did that. I was pissed about that. Whatever. But let's go back to Trick Daddy. Because this story is not about Gordon Ramsay. This story is about Trick Daddy. Now, Trick Daddy, at that time that I'm talking to Gordon and I'm getting closer to Gordon, I've already cut off from Boro at this time. No, I cut off from Boro like I think a day or two before that story leaked. I cut off from Boro because I knew that Boro and I, it's not going where I wanted to go, and he was becoming a little bit too, like, he was becoming weird, man. Like, and the funny thing is, I really liked Boro. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really liked Boro. He seemed like the suitable candidate, but then Gordon, on the other hand, had a very like lustrous lifestyle, and I was like, I don't even know how like realistic this is. Now, Trick Daddy in the middle of all of this is also kind of becoming like, you know, the middleman to all of this. So eventually, my current boyfriend posts me. I haven't told Trick Daddy anything. I've cut off from Boro by that time. So essentially, I'm left with Gordon. Sharp. Trick Daddy is like, hey, listen, I just saw it off the blogs that you are in a relationship. No need to worry about it. Hey, we'll chat again when you're single. I'm like, okay, I'm really sorry. I really wanted to tell you in a more, you know, in a nicer way. But him and I had only been talking for a little over a week. So it really wasn't even that deep to me. I was like, I'm sorry about it. But yes, it is true. Hear it from me that, yeah, Gordon and I were cooking. Okay, cool. Hi, man. A couple of... I think after that, like, Trick Daddy reaches out, but in a very platonic, also kind of leaving room for like, I'll always like want more from you, you know, always like, you know, when you can tell that someone is waiting for your mans to mess up. Like, I remember he sent me a picture of Gordon's, like what Gordon does, you know, like, you know, cooking in the kitchen. Sends me a picture of Gordon cooking in the kitchen, and he's like, yeah, I'm never gonna be able to enjoy Gordon's music again, or like, I'm never gonna be able to enjoy Gordon's cooking again. And I'm like, what do I say to this? And I'm like, you're a hater, you know? Because I was like, to him, look, dude, we can be friends. Like, dude, it's not like it must end on a bad note like that. Like, you know what I mean? But he wasn't about it. Like, he was like chill, like, no shame. He was open to it, but there was always just that lingering thing. Yeah, but cool. So let's leave it at that. We did the situation. It's totally platonic now, right? Or so I thought. One day I get a text from like someone I've known for a while now. I would actually regard her a friend. And for story's sake, I'm gonna call her Beverly. So Beverly texts me early in the morning, like 8 o'clock, 8:30. And she's like, hey friend. I'm like, what's up, girl? Now Beverly and I don't talk every day, mind you. But, and even if we like log heads, like her and I, we've been knowing each other for a long ass time. I really wouldn't even regard her an acquaintance. That would be an unfair take. I regard her as more than that. So she probably would fall into the friend territory, right? Cool. So Bev texts me that morning. She's like, hey girl, what's up? What's up with you? I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, hey, listen, dude, I've got this nigga who's all up in my ass. His name is she says his name and gives me some weird name. And he says he knows you. Do you know him? He says he's friends with you. I'm like, okay, I don't know this guy. And then she says his other name is Trick Daddy. I'm like, Trick Daddy? She's like, yeah, no, this guy Trick Daddy's been asking me out. So obviously I call her and I give her the tea. I'm like, hey girl, yeah, Trick Daddy, so you understand? So this girl is like, so Lady told me, and I'm like, babe, let me give you the honest truth. We're not friends. But it's so daba. And she's like, that's odd. I'm like, what's odd? And she's like, no, because I've been chatting to Trick Daddy for a minute now, and Trick Daddy is spinning a whole different story to her. Spinning a story of like, yeah, no, I don't believe in female friends. Yeah, but I do have 2 female friends, like acquaintances. And then she asked him, who are these acquaintances? And one of the girls that he mentioned there was me. And now Bev is then like, but Naledi is gorgeous. You understand? Bev, sticking up for the girl. And then he's like, I don't know how their conversation went, but essentially she was like, if you don't believe in the whole aesthetic of having a female friend, why are you friends with these people? Because these people are gorgeous. And she's like, no, they're not my type. Like, I wouldn't befriend someone who's my type. And then Bev and I, face card, immaculate. Bev's face card is immaculate. Bev's structure is immaculate. So now he's throwing this thing out, no, man, I don't befriend people who are my type. And she's like, nah, but you're lying, because that lady and I, and then he was dogging me, basically saying something about beauty is subjective and if that's your type or whatever. And I'm like, another year, another opportunity to tell you about Shiman Kirimpia. Come on, this motherfucking red bitch asshole says to Bev, no, beauty is subjective. Beauty is subjective. Like, maybe in your eyes she might be pretty, but in my eyes, what? So obviously I get irritated, because it's kind of like you can throw bones but leave my looks out of it. And I'm so fucking serious, because and for the mere fact that and not tell me that I'm a stone cold hard Steve Austin chippy, you're lying. You're fucking lying. Oh, but so this guy apparently is telling her, nah, yeah, Naledi, yeah, she's on my type. And mind you, on the other hand, it's a case of, hey, things could have worked. Oh, I miss you. Oh, I miss our convos. Oh, so Trick Daddy's basically being a trick. You understand? So obviously me being me, and even though Bev had told me like, wait, let me handle this, I was like, you know what, Bev, you can handle it, but I'm gonna do you one even solid. I'm gonna handle it. I text him and I said something along the lines of, please, when you're throwing bones, leave my looks out of it. And I'm so serious. Like, leave my looks out of it. Like, you can throw bones, you can say I'm not your type, that's great, but leave my looks out of it. Don't fucking lie, because we'll take it to the top. You understand? So obviously me having said that, he lies off the cuff. Because he doesn't know that I spoke to Bev yet. I'm like, leave my looks out of it. It's like, nah, hell no. Hey, what happened? And I'm like, right after that, I blocked him immediately, and then he starts blowing up Bev's phone, obviously, because he figured out like where exactly this discrepancy was. Now he's trying to gaslight Bev on some, yeah, that's not the context in which I said it, and yeah. He tries to gaslight Bev after having said what he said. And like, he's like, yeah, he doesn't understand why Bev would come and tell me the story. And Bev was like, I'm friends with Naledi. I wanted to know if you're a good guy. Little did I realize that this was gonna come out. Besides, is that not what you said about her looks? Like, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna call me a liar? Like, and obviously Bev wouldn't lie about something like that. That's also another thing I need us to understand. Bev wouldn't lie unprovoked. Bev and I, we share the same star sign. We're Scorpios. We're gonna do a lot of things, but lying ain't for us, okay? So then he's now throwing his toys out the cart. He's gaslighting Bev on some, yeah, this is a conversation between two people. If you're gonna pass it on, Bev was like, you just got caught in a little coup d'etat. Okay, there's a coup d'etat here. We've caught you in the rendezvous where you must now talk. Okay? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. This was all a performance. This guy is still gaslighting Bev, blocking Bev, trying to understand. And eventually he does come to his senses and apologize to Bev, which I think was the best thing that he did. But Bev and I were talking on the side, and I was like, okay, Bev, girl, I'm sorry for taking it a step too far and confronting him before you did. But also at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what? I don't know this guy well enough for him to be even saying shit like that about my looks. And honestly, you can kick fucking rocks, dude. Like, kick the... No, not the bucket. Kick rocks, okay? So she was like, okay, no, fair, but you know what? Yeah, valid. And that's pretty much what happened. We caught him in the lie, and then he eventually reached out to me a couple of times. And I was just like, no trick daddy, no trick or treat for you. Because at the end of the day is going to end. Okay? We start at the fucking beginning. Because what else are we going to do, ladies and gentlewomen? What are we going to do? Trick Daddy? Oh, Trick Daddy played a big game. No. I think, he's good. But also Trick Daddy's a trick. And I don't mean it from a trick daddy. I just mean it like he's a trick. Period. But anyway, that's pretty much what happened. I almost got tricked the fuck out, but you know, unlike you guys, you can't fool me. Yes, that unlike you guys was so real. I meant that with my chest. Anyway, comment down below, let me know if you think I should unblock Trick Daddy for the plot, because he did ask me to unblock him and he said he misses me and all that other riffraff. And I'm like, you know what else I miss? I miss you when you were in a lying sack of shit. Fuck, nigga. Alright guys, but that's it. That's pretty much what happened between Trick Daddy and I. I will be doing a story time on essentially Pastamporo. Because then, I don't even want to get into that one. But I will do a story time on Gordon Ramsay. I'll do it very, very soon when I'm ready. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you think Trick Daddy was just being a full-on trick, or if he genuinely... No, there's nothing to it. He was just being a full-on trick. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. But until then, I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys right here on my story times.